Coming out of the Vancouver Olympics, Sidney Crosby was Canada's #1 hero, scoring the game-winning goal in overtime of the Olympic gold medal game against the United States. In his next road trip through New York, David Letterman invited Sidney to do the top 10 lists on late night, but the young guy turned it down. Now, it's first reported by Larry Brooks in the New York Post. I don't want to just bash Crosby, but I've got to give him a thumbs down on this decision. Opportunities like this to promote the game to a wider audience don't come around all the time. And somebody at the NHLPA or the league probably should have tapped Crosby on the shoulder and told him to do the gig.
All right. That's one thumbs down. ESPN's World Cup announced teams.
Yeah, ESPN announced its World Cup announcing teams for 2010 in South Africa. The New York Times had a bit of a quibble with them, though, mentioning that none of the announced teams, unlike previous World Cups, contained any Americans. It's all going to be all British crews this time doing the games. As the Big Lead noted, 4 years ago, a guy named Dave O'Brien, an American broadcaster by the name of Dave O'Brien, had the play-by-play duties for all the games that were broadcast back to the States, and they got a lot of criticism for it. Dave was a neophyte when it came to international soccer, didn't really know the strategy and the tactics very well, couldn't explain the game quite as well as a veteran could. Guys like Ian Darke and so forth, who folks are used to hearing on ESPN now and on Fox Soccer Channel in the past. So thumbs up to ESPN for going with the all-Brit, all-experienced team for World Cup 2010.
All right, we move on. DirecTV versus.
You know, it's 5 months now that we're going into this carriage war between DirecTV and Comcast over Versus. The problem here is that Versus is the prime cable carrier for the National Hockey League. I'm like a lot of hockey fans. I've missed a couple of games, not too happy about it. But the folks at DirecTV have kept me a very happy customer. They gave me a discount on the NHL Center Ice package. And the fact of the matter is, for me, Jeff, the day that I was able to turn in my cable box and sign up with DirecTV was a happy day. I'm a satisfied customer with them. I don't want to leave. However, once we get to the start of the NHL playoffs, I'm not going to sacrifice the Stanley Cup Finals to be able to stick with DirecTV. So my message to DirecTV, get a deal done before the playoffs start. Otherwise, I'm taking out the dish and I'm bringing Fios home instead.
All right. Taking a stand. ESPN's Erin Andrews.
Well, you know, Erin Andrews has had a really tough year the past 12 months. Hasn't been very good for her, but we're going to give her and ESPN a thumbs up because while she won't be doing the NFL draft this year, she's going to be appearing on Dancing with the Stars. Have a good time, Erin.
And finally, actually, there is one more after this. Selection Sunday.
That's right. It's one of the biggest weekends in college basketball. We have Selection Sunday for the NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament. Really, really big for CBS. And right now, I want to give thumbs up to the people who just say that we need to go to 96 teams in the tournament. There are a lot of folks who are saying that the tournament is perfect and it shouldn't be changed. But as somebody who's old enough to remember when there were only 32 teams in the tournament, and let's be honest, there were a time when there were even fewer than that, I don't think there's anything sacred about the number 64 or 65 in this case, which is what we have now. I say go to 96 teams, add an extra game, and add to the fun. And heck, CBS certainly could use the ratings, couldn't they?
Very good. This one you didn't come up with, I did. I hope you'll understand it. Here we go. Admiral Akbar as the possible Ole Miss mascot.
Admiral Akbar led the rebel fleet at the Battle of Endor in Return of the Jedi, if you can remember that. Hysterical. I have to tell you, I'm with those students. Thumbs up for Admiral Akbar.
There's the thing, though. If they do, and here's the deal. Colonel Reb, the traditional mascot, he was dispensed with as possible racist overtones back in 2003. Ole Miss really hasn't had a mascot. There's a student movement to adopt Admiral Akbar. If they get it through the vote, the university will be compelled to adopt Admiral Akbar as the mascot. Do you think that Lucasfilm will have anything to say about this?
Well, you know, you never know. I mean, the classic case here is with the University of Oregon. Years ago, they entered into an agreement with Walt Disney to be able to use Donald Duck as their mascot. Who knows? Maybe Lucas will feel benevolent and give them the right to use Admiral Akbar. He can certainly afford it, that's for sure.
I just hope that it doesn't turn out to be it's a trap! Thank you, Eric. We thank you for being with us. Wonderful commentary, and we hope to see you next Friday.
You know it. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Eric.